Welcome to Framer Audiobooks, where practical knowledge meets real life and financial clarity replaces confusion. And we're glad you're here for an audiobook designed to help you take control of one of the most important areas of your life. If you have ever felt stressed about money, unsure where your income goes, or confused about how to save, invest, and plan wisely, then this audiobook is created for you. Because money management is not about how much you earn, but how well you manage what you already have. Today's audiobook is titled How to Manage Your Money Audiobook English, and it is a clear, practical guide to understanding money, building healthy financial habits, and creating stability and confidence regardless of your income level. This audiobook focuses on budgeting, saving, spending intentionally, avoiding common money mistakes, and developing a long-term mindset that helps money serve your life instead of controlling it. Before we begin, we invite you to subscribe to Framer Audiobooks like this audiobook, share it with someone who wants better control over their finances, and leave a comment telling us where you are listening from. Because your support helps this channel continue delivering simple, honest, and empowering financial education for everyone. Chapter 1. Understanding Your Money, the Foundation of Smart Financial Management. This chapter is important because you cannot manage what you do not understand, and many financial struggles begin not from lack of income, but from lack of clarity about how money actually flows through daily life. In this chapter, you will learn how money really works in your personal life. You will understand the difference between income, expenses, and cash flow. You will discover why awareness is more powerful than earning more. You will learn how unconscious spending creates financial stress. You will understand why most people feel stuck despite working hard. You will see how small habits quietly shape financial outcomes. You will learn why clarity comes before budgeting. You will understand how tracking creates control. You will gain insight into emotional spending patterns. You will learn why this foundation matters for every future decision. And by the end of this chapter, you will clearly see why understanding your money is the first step toward financial stability. Money flows in predictable patterns, but most people never take the time to observe those patterns clearly, which is why financial problems often feel mysterious or overwhelming. Income enters regularly or irregularly. Expenses leave quietly and consistently. Bills repeat monthly. Small purchases accumulate unnoticed. Subscriptions drain slowly. Habits shape spending automatically. Lack of awareness creates surprise. Surprise creates stress. Stress leads to avoidance. Avoidance deepens the problem. Understanding replaces fear. Awareness restores control. Income is not just your salary or wages, but every source of money entering your life, whether consistent or occasional. Primary income may feel stable. Secondary income may feel small. Bonuses feel temporary. Gifts feel insignificant. Yet all income matters. Understanding sources reveals opportunity. Awareness highlights dependence. Clarity exposes vulnerability. Income awareness supports planning. Ignoring income patterns creates instability. Knowing income builds confidence. Clarity empowers decisions. Expenses are often misunderstood because people focus only on large bills while ignoring the cumulative impact of small daily spending. Rent feels obvious. Utilities feel necessary. Food spending feels flexible. Convenience purchases feel harmless. Small treats feel deserved. Repetition makes them invisible. Over time, small spending dominates budgets. Awareness reveals patterns. Patterns explain shortages. Expenses tell a story. Understanding them changes behavior. Cash flow is the relationship between income and expenses, and it determines whether you feel relaxed or stressed financially regardless of how much you earn. Positive cash flow creates breathing room. Negative cash flow creates pressure. High income with poor flow still causes anxiety. Modest income with healthy flow creates stability. Cash flow explains lifestyle stress. Understanding flow changes priorities. Flow awareness improves decisions. Stability comes from balance. Ignoring flow creates confusion. Managing flow creates peace. Emotional behavior plays a significant role in money management because spending is often driven by feelings rather than logic. Stress triggers comfort spending. Boredom encourages impulse purchases. Celebration justifies overspending. Comparison fuels unnecessary upgrades. Fatigue reduces discipline. Emotions override intention. Awareness reveals triggers. Identifying patterns reduces guilt. Improv naturally. Tracking removes guesswork. Control replaces chaos. Awareness creates calm. Clarity strengthens discipline. Many people avoid looking at their finances because discomfort feels safer than confrontation. But avoidance only magnifies problems over time. Ignored issues grow silently. Fees accumulate unnoticed. Debt increases quietly. Stress builds gradually. Fear increases resistance. Facing reality feels uncomfortable briefly. Avoidance creates long-term pain. Awareness shortens discomfort. Courage restores control. Understanding reduces anxiety. Clarity empowers action. Understanding your money also changes your relationship with it, because money becomes a tool rather than a source of fear or shame. Knowledge replaces guilt. Awareness builds confidence. Decisions feel intentional. Mistakes become learning opportunities. Control reduces anxiety. Money supports life goals. Purpose replaces pressure. Confidence improves behavior. Calm replaces panic. Understanding builds trust with yourself. Ultimately, understanding your money is the foundation of smart financial management, because clarity creates control, control creates stability, and stability creates freedom. Awareness precedes improvement. Knowledge precedes discipline. Visibility precedes confidence. Habits become adjustable. Stress becomes manageable. Decisions become intentional. Money becomes supportive. Life feels lighter. Control becomes possible. And once you understand your money clearly, every other financial skill becomes easier to build. Chapter 2. Budgeting made simple. Creating control without feeling restricted. This chapter is important because budgeting is often misunderstood as punishment or limitation, when in reality it is the most effective tool for reducing stress and gaining confidence with money. In this chapter, you will learn why budgeting is about intention rather than deprivation. You will understand how a budget reflects priorities. You will discover why most budgets fail. You will learn how to create a realistic budget. You will understand how flexibility improves consistency. You will see how budgeting reduces anxiety. You will learn how to plan for irregular expenses. You will understand how to adjust budgets without guilt. You will gain clarity on needs versus wants. You will learn how budgeting supports goals. You will understand why simplicity matters. And by the end of this chapter, you will see budgeting as empowerment rather than restriction. A budget is simply a plan for your money, but many people avoid it because they associate it with loss of freedom rather than increased control. In reality, budgeting gives permission. It allows intentional spending. It reduces second-guessing. It replaces guilt with clarity. It creates boundaries calmly. It aligns money with values. It removes surprise expenses. And by the end of this chapter, you will see budgeting as empowerment rather than restriction. A budget is simply a plan for your money, but many people avoid it because they associate it with loss of freedom rather than increased control. In reality, budgeting gives permission. It allows intentional spending. It reduces second-guessing. It replaces guilt with clarity. It creates boundaries calmly. It aligns money with values. It removes surprise expenses. It supports consistency. It builds confidence gradually. It provides structure without pressure. Control feels freeing, not limiting. Most budgets fail because they are unrealistic, overly strict, or disconnected from real behavior rather than because people lack discipline. People underestimate expenses. They overestimate motivation. They ignore habits. They plan perfectly instead of practically. They forget irregular costs. They leave no margin for error. They expect instant perfection. When failure happens, they quit. A realistic budget accepts imperfection. Flexibility sustains progress. Effective budgeting starts by categorizing expenses into clear groups so money has a purpose before it is spent. Fixed expenses provide stability. Variable expenses require attention. Savings deserve priority. Fund spending needs inclusion. Irregular costs must be anticipated. Categories reveal patterns. Patterns guide adjustment. Organization creates clarity. Clarity reduces stress. Planning becomes easier. Structure supports discipline. Flexibility is essential in budgeting, because life changes and rigid plans often break under pressure. Expenses fluctuate monthly. Emergencies arise. Income changes unexpectedly. Flexibility allows adjustment. Adjustment prevents abandonment. A budget should evolve. Review replaces rigidity. Adaptation supports consistency. Guilt is unnecessary. Progress matters more than perfection. Flexibility sustains success. Budgeting reduces financial anxiety because it replaces uncertainty with awareness and preparation. Unknown expenses create stress. Surprise bills cause panic. A budget anticipates reality. Preparedness creates calm. Calm improves decisions. Confidence grows gradually. Fear decreases. Control increases. Money becomes predictable. Stability feels achievable. Anxiety fades through clarity. Planning for irregular expenses is one of the most powerful budgeting skills, because many financial shocks are predictable even if they are infrequent. Annual bills repeat. Repairs are inevitable. Gifts are expected. Travel happens occasionally. Planning smooths impact. Small monthly allocations prevent crises. Preparedness eliminates panic. Awareness reduces stress. Stability improves. Foresight protects cash flow. Needs and wants must be distinguished honestly, because confusing them leads to overspending and frustration. Needs support, survival. Wants enhance comfort. Both matter. Balance is required. Denial creates rebellion. Inclusion supports discipline. Intentional choice builds confidence. Awareness removes guilt. Control replaces impulse. Balance sustains budgeting long term. Ultimately, budgeting is not about restriction, but about directing money intentionally so it supports your life rather than controlling it. Plans create clarity. Clarity builds confidence. Confidence supports discipline. Discipline sustains stability. Stability creates freedom. And when budgeting becomes a habit, Money management becomes calm, predictable, and empowering. With a clear budgeting system in place, the next step is learning how to save money consistently and purposefully, because savings create security, flexibility, and peace of mind. In the next chapter, we will explore how saving works even with limited income. Chapter 3. The power of saving, building security and peace of mind. This chapter is important because saving is not about how much money you have, but about building a habit that protects you from stress and uncertainty. In this chapter, you will learn why saving matters at every income level. You will understand how savings reduce financial fear. You will discover why small amounts matter. You will learn how to save consistently. You will understand the role of emergency funds. You will see how saving builds confidence. You will learn why automation helps. You will understand how to save without feeling deprived. You will gain clarity on short-term versus long-term savings. You will learn how saving supports independence. You will understand why saving is self-respect. And by the end of this chapter, you will see saving as protection, not sacrifice. Saving creates safety because it provides a buffer between you and life's unexpected events. Emergencies happen unexpectedly. Repairs are unavoidable. Medical costs arise. Income can fluctuate. Without savings, stress increases. With savings, options appear. Preparedness replaces panic. Control replaces fear. Stability improves. Confidence grows. Savings provide peace of mind. Many people believe they cannot save because their income feels too small, but saving is a habit formed through consistency rather than amount. Small deposits matter. Consistency builds discipline. Habits compound over time. Progress builds confidence. Waiting to earn more delays security. Saving now builds identity. Identity supports growth. Amount increases later. Behavior matters first. Saving starts with intention. Emergency savings are especially important because they prevent debt when unexpected expenses arise. Emergencies demand immediate cash. Credit increases stress. Interest compounds pressure. Savings absorb shocks. Preparedness reduces anxiety. Emergency funds protect cash flow. Stability improves decision-making. Confidence increases. Freedom expands. Security becomes tangible. Automation supports saving because it removes emotion and decision-making from the process. Automatic transfers reduce temptation. Consistency improves. Discipline becomes effortless. Savings grow quietly. Behavior stabilizes. Less willpower is required. Progress feels natural. Automation supports long-term success. Systems replace struggle. Savings become routine. Saving does not require deprivation, but intentional prioritization that aligns with values. Purpose motivates discipline. Goals provide meaning. Trade-offs become acceptable. Short-term pleasure is balanced. Long-term security matters more. Alignment reduces resistance. Satisfaction increases. Control replaces guilt. Saving feels empowering. Short-term savings support immediate goals, while long-term savings build future stability and independence. Short-term goals create momentum. Long-term goals provide direction. Both matter. Balance is essential. Planning prevents conflict. Saving becomes purposeful. Motivation improves. Discipline strengthens. Vision supports consistency. Goals guide behavior. Saving builds confidence because it reinforces trust in your ability to manage money responsibly. Each deposit builds belief. Progress feels rewarding. Identity shifts positively. Confidence increases. Anxiety decreases. Control improves. Self-respect grows. Financial maturity develops. Saving reflects care for future self. Confidence compounds. Ultimately, saving is an act of self-protection and self-respect because it prepares you for uncertainty while supporting long-term freedom. Security replaces fear. Preparedness replaces stress. Stability supports growth. Independence becomes possible. And when saving becomes a habit, money management becomes calmer, stronger, and more empowering. Now that you have built the habit of saving and created a safety net for yourself, the next step is learning how to use your money wisely instead of letting spending decisions control your future. In the next chapter, we will focus on smart spending and how intentional choices protect your finances. Chapter 4. Smart spending. How to control expenses without losing enjoyment. This chapter is important because spending decisions shape your financial health more than income alone. And uncontrolled spending is one of the main reasons people feel stuck financially. In this chapter, you will learn how smart spending differs from cheap living. You will understand how spending reflects values. You will discover why awareness matters more than restriction. You will learn how to avoid impulse spending. You will understand how lifestyle inflation affects finances. You will see how intentional spending reduces regret. You will learn how to spend confidently without guilt. You will understand why balance matters. You will gain clarity on aligning spending with goals. You will learn how to enjoy money responsibly. You will understand why control improves freedom. And by the end of this chapter, you will see spending as a tool rather than a threat. Smart spending begins with awareness, because knowing where your money goes allows you to decide intentionally instead of reacting emotionally. Awareness removes surprise. Surprise causes stress. Clarity restores calm. Spending becomes deliberate. Decisions feel empowered. Guilt decreases. Control increases. Awareness replaces denial. Small changes become visible. Confidence improves. Spending feels purposeful. Many people overspend not because they want luxury, but because spending is often used to manage emotions such as stress, boredom, or comparison. Emotional spending feels temporary relief. Relief fades quickly. Regret follows. Awareness breaks this cycle. Identifying triggers builds control. Alternatives replace impulse. Discipline improves naturally. Spending aligns with values. Emotional clarity supports financial health. Lifestyle inflation is one of the biggest threats to financial stability, because spending often increases automatically as income rises. New income feels like permission. Expenses expand quietly. Comfort becomes expectation. Saving is postponed. Financial pressure returns. Awareness interrupts inflation. Intentional limits preserve progress. Balance sustains growth. Discipline protects freedom. Income growth should support security, not stress. Smart spending does not mean cutting joy, but choosing enjoyment intentionally so money supports happiness rather than undermines it. Joyful spending is planned. Guilt-free enjoyment matters. Balance prevents burnout. Intentional treats motivate discipline. Values guide choices. Satisfaction increases. Regret decreases. Spending aligns with priorities. Enjoyment becomes sustainable. Money serves life. Comparing spending habits with others often leads to unnecessary expenses and financial strain. Because appearances rarely reflect reality, comparison distorts priorities. Social pressure encourages overspending. Image replaces stability. Awareness restores perspective. Values guide decisions. Confidence grows internally. Control replaces imitation. Financial peace improves. Spending reflects purpose, not pressure. Smart spending also involves questioning recurring expenses. Because subscriptions and habits quietly drain resources over time. Small charges add up. Invisibility hides impact. Reviewing expenses restores control. Eliminating waste frees cash. Simplicity improves clarity. Awareness strengthens discipline. Optimization supports saving. Spending becomes intentional. Ultimately, smart spending creates balance because it allows enjoyment without sacrificing stability or peace of mind. Awareness builds control. Control builds confidence. Confidence supports freedom. And when spending aligns with values, money management becomes empowering rather than stressful. With spending under control, the next step is learning how to manage and avoid debt wisely, because debt can either support growth or quietly destroy financial stability. In the next chapter, we will explore how to handle debt responsibly. Chapter 5. Managing debt wisely, escaping the cycle of financial stress. This chapter is important because debt is one of the most common sources of financial anxiety, and without a clear strategy it can limit freedom for years. In this chapter, you will learn the difference between good and bad debt. You will understand how debt accumulates quietly. You will discover why interest works against you. You will learn how to prioritize repayments. You will understand how debt affects mental health. You will see how discipline restores control. You will learn how to avoid future debt traps. You will understand why strategy matters more than speed. You will gain clarity on building a repayment plan. You will learn how debt freedom supports stability. You will understand why awareness reduces shame. And by the end of this chapter, you will see debt as a problem that can be managed calmly. Debt often begins with convenience rather than intention, because borrowing feels easier than saving in the moment. Credit offers feel helpful. Payments feel small initially. Interest feels distant. Over time, balances grow. Stress increases gradually. Awareness arrives late. Understanding prevents repetition. Clarity restores control. Debt becomes manageable. Not all debt is equal, because some debt supports long-term growth while other debt only finances short-term consumption. Productive debt builds value. Unproductive debt funds lifestyle. Interest compounds differently. Awareness guides decisions. Intentional borrowing matters. Discipline prevents misuse. Understanding debt types protects stability. Interest works quietly against borrowers because it increases balances over time and extends repayment far beyond the original purchase. Small rates feel harmless. Compounding magnifies cost. Payments stretch longer. Total cost surprises borrowers. Awareness changes behavior. Understanding interests motivates repayment. Strategy reduces damage. Knowledge restores power. Managing debt requires prioritization, because not all balances need equal attention at the same time. High-interest debt demands focus. Small wins build momentum. Clear plans reduce stress. Structure supports discipline. Progress feels achievable. Confidence increases. Control improves. Strategy replaces panic. Debt also affects emotional well-being because constant obligation creates stress and limits future options. Anxiety increases. Flexibility decreases. Confidence erodes. Decision-making suffers. Awareness reduces shame. Action restores control. Progress improves mental health. Freedom feels possible again. Avoiding future debt requires changing habits rather than relying on willpower alone. Awareness identifies triggers. Planning prevents emergencies. Savings reduce reliance on credit. Discipline strengthens boundaries. Systems replace impulse. Behavior change sustains freedom. Education prevents repetition. Ultimately, managing debt wisely restores financial stability by reducing stress, increasing flexibility, and protecting long-term progress. Control replaces anxiety. Awareness replaces shame. Strategy replaces panic. And when debt is handled intentionally, money management becomes calmer and more empowering. Now that you understand how to control spending and manage debt responsibly, the next step is learning how to grow your money intentionally so it can support your future rather than simply sit idle. In the next chapter, we will explore investing in a clear, beginner-friendly way, focused on patience and long-term growth. Chapter 6. Investing for the future, making your money work for you. This chapter is important because saving alone protects you, but investing helps your money grow and keep up with inflation over time. In this chapter, you will learn why investing matters even with small amounts. You will understand the difference between saving and investing. You will discover how time influences growth. You will learn why patience beats speculation. You will understand basic investment principles. You will see how risk and reward are connected. You will learn why diversification matters. You will understand how consistency builds wealth. You will gain clarity on long-term thinking. You will learn how to avoid common investing mistakes. You will understand why emotions can harm returns. And by the end of this chapter, you will see investing as a tool, not a gamble. Investing allows money to grow through compounding, which means returns generate additional returns over time. Time amplifies results. Small amounts grow gradually. Consistency matters more than size. Early starts have advantage. Patience allows compounding to work. Interruptions slow progress. Long-term focus reduces stress. Growth becomes predictable. Investing rewards discipline. Understanding builds confidence. Many people avoid investing because they believe it is too complex or risky, but risk often comes from lack of knowledge rather than investing itself. Education reduces fear. Simplicity improves clarity. Long-term investing reduces volatility impact. Emotional decisions create losses. Structure improves outcomes. Understanding replaces anxiety. Knowledge empowers action. Risk and reward are connected because higher potential returns usually involve greater uncertainty. Diversification spreads risk. Long-term horizons absorb fluctuations. Patience reduces timing mistakes. Balanced portfolios stabilize outcomes. Awareness guides decisions. Strategy replaces speculation. Consistency is essential in investing because regular contributions smooth market ups and downs over time. Automation removes emotion. Discipline becomes routine. Progress continues quietly. Small habits compound. Consistency builds confidence. Growth becomes steady. Avoiding emotional decisions is critical because fear and excitement often lead to buying high and selling low. Rules protect behavior. Long-term plans guide action.com replaces panic. Awareness improves discipline. Emotions lose control. Investing also builds confidence because it reinforces belief in your ability to plan and think long-term. Progress feels empowering. Identity shifts positively. Financial maturity develops. Patience strengthens discipline. Confidence compounds. Ultimately, investing for the future transforms money into a long-term partner rather than a short-term resource. Growth replaces stagnation. Patience replaces urgency. Structure replaces fear. And when investing is done intentionally, your future becomes more secure and flexible. With investing understood, the next step is learning how to set clear financial goals so your money decisions align with what truly matters to you. In the next chapter, we will focus on goal setting and planning with purpose. Chapter 7. Financial Goals and Planning. Giving your money direction. This chapter is important because money without goals often disappears, while money with direction creates progress and motivation. In this chapter, you will learn why goals matter. You will understand how goals guide decisions. You will discover how to set realistic goals. You will learn the difference between short-term and long-term goals. You will understand how planning reduces stress. You will see how goals improve discipline. You will learn why clarity motivates consistency. You will understand how to track progress. You will gain clarity on aligning money with values. You will learn how goals evolve. You will understand why flexibility matters. And by the end of this chapter, you will see planning as empowerment. Goals provide direction because they give purpose to saving, budgeting, and investing decisions. Direction reduces confusion. Motivation increases naturally. Trade-offs become easier. Discipline feels meaningful. Progress feels visible. Clarity reduces anxiety. Focus improves. Realistic goals matter because overly ambitious targets often lead to frustration and abandonment. Achievable goals build confidence. Small wins create momentum. Progress compounds gradually. Patience supports consistency. Balance sustains motivation. Short-term goals create structure for immediate needs, while long-term goals provide vision for the future. Both are important. Planning balances priorities. Resources are allocated intentionally. Progress becomes measurable. Alignment improves satisfaction. Tracking progress reinforces commitment, because visible improvement strengthens motivation and accountability. Awareness builds discipline. Adjustments improve outcomes. Learning replaces frustration. Consistency strengthens habits. Goals should align with values, because money that supports what matters most creates fulfillment rather than pressure. Values guide priorities. Satisfaction increases. Regret decreases. Confidence improves. Goals should align with values, because money that supports what matters most creates fulfillment rather than pressure. Values guide priorities. Satisfaction increases. Regret decreases. Confidence improves. Flexibility matters because life changes, and goals must adapt without losing direction. Adjustment supports sustainability. Reflection restores clarity. Planning evolves responsibly. Ultimately, financial goals turn money into a supportive tool that works toward your life vision rather than against it. Direction creates confidence. Planning creates stability. And when goals guide money, progress feels intentional and empowering. As we reach the final chapter, it is time to bring everything together into a mindset that supports long-term financial health and confidence. In this last chapter, we will focus on habits, mindset, and sustainability. Chapter 8. Building a healthy money mindset, long-term confidence and stability. This final chapter is important because habits and mindset determine whether financial progress lasts or fades over time. In this chapter, you will learn why mindset shapes money behavior. You will understand how habits sustain progress. You will discover why patience matters. You will learn how confidence replaces fear. You will understand how consistency builds trust. You will see how learning supports growth. You will learn why comparison is harmful. You will understand how balance prevents burnout. You will gain clarity on financial maturity. You will learn how to maintain progress. You will understand why peace matters more than perfection. And by the end of this chapter, you will see money as a supportive tool. A healthy money mindset focuses on progress rather than perfection, because small, consistent actions outperform dramatic short-term changes. Patience supports growth. Discipline strengthens habits. Confidence grows gradually. Fear diminishes over time. Habits sustain progress because repeated behavior becomes automatic and requires less effort. Systems replace willpower. Consistency replaces motivation. Progress becomes natural. Comparison often damages financial confidence, because visible lifestyles rarely reflect reality. Awareness restores perspective. Values guide choices. Confidence improves internally. Learning continuously protects financial health, because environments change and knowledge keeps decisions relevant. Curiosity sustains adaptability. Education reduces mistakes. Balance matters, because extreme restriction or indulgence both lead to burnout. Balance supports longevity. Enjoyment supports discipline. Ultimately, a healthy money mindset allows financial skills to work together smoothly over time. Confidence replaces stress, control replaces fear, and when mindset aligns with habits, money becomes a source of stability, not anxiety. In How to Manage Your Money Audiobook English, you have learned how to understand your finances, budget with confidence, save consistently, spend intentionally, manage debt wisely, invest for the future, set clear goals, and build a healthy money mindset. These skills are not about becoming rich quickly, but about creating stability, confidence, and peace of mind that support your life long term. If this audiobook helped you feel more confident about money, we invite you to subscribe to Frema Audiobooks, like this audiobook, share it with someone who wants better financial control, and leave a comment telling us what lesson helped you the most. Thank you for listening to Frema Audiobooks, and remember that managing your money well is one of the most powerful forms of self-care and long-term freedom.